I firmly believe, even though I talk about divorce quite openly, and I do think that there are people that should get divorced, I do think every marriage is salvageable when the two people are equally committed to, first and foremost, owning their shit. Second, is both doing their own internal work to learn skills and tools to be able to come together to connect. We're not taught these things. We're taught whatever our parents modeled for us. And if that wasn't healthy, if what you experience, one of your earliest memories is your dad yelling and storming out of the house, guess what? You're a self-fulfilling prophecy. That is now how you respond, right? You saw that that's the very short period that you saw your parents together. That's what was modeled for you, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you modeled that as an adult because your child brain is trying to repair and fix the things that you didn't understand as a kid, going, okay, well, this is how they react, but it didn't work for them. And so in some ways, your brain is trying to heal that through the partners that you pick. How are you feeling?
I feel good with the knowledge I'm getting. I'm just so bummed that I can't just take it and go back in time and use it.
Right. Because that would be, again, kind of going to the back with the shame. Why didn't
Yeah.
I do that then? Why didn't I know
Yeah.
that then? And part of that is you're not recognizing the lessons that you're having to go through to become the man who can do that. The
That's right.
version of you then could not have done that. You wouldn't even have been open to hear it because you were so stuck in your trigger.
Yeah.
It took losing her, and maybe who knows what happens in the future. Maybe 5 years from now you get back together, maybe this all goes away, whatever. You're doing the healing work on you, so no matter what happens with her or a future partner, you're becoming the man that can have that type of relationship.
Yeah.
That's where we practice detachment and accepting what is. I wish I could bottle it up and sell it to people and not have them go through hardships to learn these things, but quite honestly, it's much more effective when you learn it the hard way.
I figured that out. Yeah.
Yes. And so we can come from kind of like what you said and what I preach all the time. You get the lesson or the result you want or the lesson you need. You could not have had the type of deeply connected marriage that is becoming more and more possible for you, regardless of who that's with right now, unless you went through doing it the wrong way and learning what doesn't work. Because the version of you that picked her, that triggered those parts of you, that's what gets brought up in relationships, is the part of you that can get the opportunity to heal. Now, do we wish that we could heal in relationship? Yes. When you are self-aware and you are already working on healing work and you start to pick partners that are safe for you, healing amplifies. It becomes so much more supportive and more connected to heal. But were you doing any healing work up until recently?
I mean, I was in therapy, but it wasn't able to give what I needed to give at that time.
I mean, therapy has its place for sure. Sometimes therapy is just talking about stuff, though, and you're like,
Yeah.
I've talked it to death. I still feel like shit. And that's where somatic healing comes in. So, soma being the body, where your nervous system and your feelings and your emotions and your stress and all that sits in the body also needs to be worked on.